welcome to our first podcast of Straight No Chaser. Beautiful day in Grenada. Got a little break from the rain. But before we get started, I want to say special thank yous for behind the scenes team, Pink Grill, and of course Doc Vision. Before we also get started, guys, we are Straight No Chasers, so I think we really can't go on without a drink. So, Ro, we want to do the festivities here with our beautiful pink Prosecco. Of course.
Eye contact.
And let's not forget our two friends. Cheers.
All right, let's do a quick go around the room.
I wasn't supposed
so
to
that
drink
everyone can know who they're going to be listening to over the coming weeks.
Hi guys, so I'm Kemi.
Hi, I'm Rohan, but you can call me Beyonce.
I'm Giselle. You can call me Rasta. You can call me whatever you want.
I am Ayana. That's it.
All right.
Call me Ayana.
And for today, my name is Bahar. People also know me as B. You might even see some versions of Prosecco B come out in the next episode. But guys, I think before we get into like the whys and the what we're doing today, I think we should do a little fun story of introduction to all of us. What do you think?
Yes. All right. I'm afraid
Let's
of
do
stories.
this. So, we thought a great way for you to get to know all of us, of course, sponsored by Curly Tails, is to dig into a little bit of our past of drunk stories. Yes. So, the purpose of this game, and we haven't actually shared these stories with each other yet, is that I have a fishbowl of stories that we've all submitted anonymously, and I will read the summary of the story, and we all have to guess first guess who it is. And then, of course, the person has to expose themselves and share the rest of the story.
I'm gonna need a drink for this. Maybe refill?
A refill? Once fell into bush so often that it became expected. I feel that could be all of us.
Falling into bush?
Fall into bush so often that it became expected.
I vote Giselle.
Rohan.
Nah, I vote B.
Is Kemi?
Giselle.
Kemi look
I
guilty.
said, what's the vote?
That's all like Giselle.
I feel
I feel it's like Ro.
I am
okay. Ro be falling around a little bit too much lately these days.
I just
Ro?
fell today.
All right.
So whose story is it?
It was
I know that.
So the story behind this is when I first started SGU, you know, you do your normal thing, you start partying at Bananas and all that stuff. So I was being taken home by friends because, you know, we all had a little bit too much to drink, and one of my friends was walking up the stairs and I decided that I needed to vomit. So I get out of the car to bend over to vomit. Instead of vomiting, I roll over into the bush. The sad part is that type of incident happened so much that semester that one of my friends lovingly termed it Big B in the bush.
Big B in the bush.
Yes, because it would always be, not so often, but when it did happen, it was like a big calamity. So,
Big B in the
So that's triple B, eh? Triple B.
Big B in the bush.
Big B getting a big D in the
Big
bush.
B.
Oh.
all right. Let me do another one. Okay, let's do. Okay. Hypnotic and Red Bull catch me at a beach party.
Hypnotic?
Oh, I don't even know. Hypnotic.
I don't drink it.
Who old enough?
Wow. Very disrespectful.
This girl said who old enough? You age shaming or what? Yeah,
That's not nice.
that's what.
We don't do that. This is a safe space.
I mean, I do find that
It's never safe.
I am older than you, but I feel like that would
It's actually never safe.
Yeah, it is me. So there was a beach party in Trinidad called Sahara. I think this is the first Sahara, the second Sahara, right? And at that point in time, Hypnotic and Red Bull was it. I think they were calling it the Superman. And the Hulk. It was the Hulk. Yeah. So I had that, and it was me alone drinking that. So I had like a 6-pack of Red Bull and a bottle of Hypnotic, and I was just drinking that like whole night. So much so I was so lit in the party. You know, there was a fight breaking out, as it usually does in Trinidad. And I was like, I mean, hello, you cannot be one of two Trinis and getting on. So anyway, so I saw the fight happen and I was like, guys, no. And I went in the middle. I was like, guys, no, you can do better than this. And so one of the young guys was like, yeah, you know, you're right. And then I go back to my place, but he followed me and he was like winding up and saying, of course not. I just went up to, yeah. I was like, no, guys, no.
That was before common sense, though.
Hulk Giselle, duh. But then I drank so much, we had like a bus to take us to the parking lot or whatever. So we got on the bus and I was sitting down next to a Rasta man, as it so happened. And I fell asleep on the drive. I fell asleep on the drive like this. And then he fell asleep on me, so we were just like this. So when we got off the bus, they were like, Giselle, you know that man? And I was like, no. We were just sleeping on each other. But getting closer to where we had to stop, I was like, driver, you could stop, I need to vomit. And he was like, no. So I just leaned over the Rasta man through the window and was like, oh. And so, you know, I just, wiped my mouth and I went back to sleeping on the Rasta man. He was so very sweet about it, though. He was just like, you okay now? Yeah, and that was it.
That's what the master said.
Yeah. Because they're nice. Which is the camera we had to look into. They're nice to us.
All right. I mean, I'm not surprised there though at the same time. So.
Yeah.
All right, next one. I thought I was a shot guzzling baddie at Halloween. I wasn't. That would be this one right here.
You see the keyword? I thought I was a baddie. The baddie is the baddie.
All signs point to Rohan.
Hello, hi. Well, what happened was, right? It was Halloween. I went as lime because my friend was going as tequila. So we were like, it makes sense to just be down in tequila. So I did Patron shots at home. Then went to the club and did more tequila shots and had very large margaritas. And the bartender at that particular place, he knows I order a lot of margaritas, so he makes mine very strong. So I have like a minor back issue that does not permit me to do certain things. So the word on the street was my ass hit the floor because I was like whining and getting on so much. Okay. But like, you know, I don't usually no. Okay. My knees can't do that. Thank you. Only under the tequila. So then we also went to another place after. I was already drunk and slurring by then. Went to the other place and we're all doing tequila shots and they told me no. And what did I say? No to that. So I ordered a shot. The bartender told me I can't have it. I said, yes, I can. And then I took the shot. That's it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I lost my keys somewhere in the yard. I lost my senses and I lost whatever I ate in the last week.
But you made it home.
But I made it home. Thank you.
It was a great
Safely.
night.
I was dropped home.
All right. Let's do a good one here.
I feel like that's you already.
This is really funny because I think I know who it is. Yelled at my boyfriend to fly down while I was white girl wasted. First time I said I love you. So romantic. White girl wasted would be that one.
The references, you know, references. White girl wasted.
Exactly. So it's like 20 years ago.
Boyfriend.
That's like not funny.
Who? Which two?
This story also involves tequila.
Of course it involves tequila.
So I was in Barbados this time. And that was the last time I had a boyfriend. So, 100 years ago. Right? And what had happened was, it was like $5 shots at one of the bars. And I had about almost 15 shots. Yeah, that's when I was young and sprightly, right? So I could have taken 15 shots and be okay, but I wasn't okay. I wasn't okay. So I proceeded to call my very new boyfriend and tell him to get the plane in that voice. Get the plane and fly down like, babe, why aren't you here? Just like that. No exaggeration. And I was like, but I love you so much. We were together for like 3 weeks. That's why I haven't had a boyfriend since. I'm embarrassed. I'm still embarrassed, guys. Yes, I do. I just did.
Okay.
I hope it's not me again.
It could be all your stories right now.
Might be her again.
Cow drinking had me rolling in the bush.
That's you?
I feel like y'all have too many bush stories, and this is very upsetting.
If it say Bush, it had to be you. But Giselle looked guilty.
Yeah, let's hear this one.
So I want to big up my friend Sabrina one time. Sabrina could not be here with us today because she's in the States and had to do something else. So big up yourself, Sabrina. So what had happened was, we went to town to get something. And there's a bar in town called Everything Cool. So we decided to stop there. We drank a lot of beers. A lot of beers. So then from town, we went to the mall and we drank a lot of beers there. So we were very lit. And we were coming up. At the time, I was living in Cali's. Big up Cali's. And at the time, I was living in Cali's. And you know where we had to turn to go back to the house. And where she was turning, there was like a spike. So it kind of hooked on to, what is it? The bumper? The fender? Yeah. So it hooked onto the fender. And so she couldn't reverse and stuff, but we didn't know what happened. So the guy in the vehicle went to the house to try and see if he could get something to fix whatever it was. And Sabrina and Giselle, two stupid girls, wanted to see exactly what was going on. So Sabrina, being the driver, gets down on the ground to look underneath the vehicle to see what happened. Right? She can't see nothing, you know, she's wearing glasses. Sorry. Anyway, you know, she can't see nothing. It was dark. And so she's there, and I was like, I want to see. So I'm like on top of her, lying down like this, right? And we can't see anything, but because I'm tilting to see as well, I like come over her like this. And we kind of capsize and we roll a little bit. But if you know Cali's, you know down where we friend used to live down on that side there, it's not like just bush. It's bush and precipice. So when we fall and we roll in picker and we there. And then the guy comes back. Anyway, let me not stop saying guy. Jason comes back. And Jason is like, Jason comes back and he's looking at us like, y'all realize that all you could have did, right? And we're like, really? And we are in the bush, killing ourselves laughing, right? And he's just judging us. A guy was coming up. He's like, "Oh, you need help?" And I think I gave him $10 for asking if he could, if he needed help and stuff. Because I was like, "It's so sweet of you. You didn't have to stop." And Jason was like, "Why?" I did. I tipped the guy $10. He tried. But it's really the next day. Like Sabrina messaged me or I messaged her. I was like, "You have scratches on your body?" Because we were in picker, so like my whole back was full of things, and she was like, "Yeah, what happened?" I said, "I think we fell into a bush." And from then we keep telling the story of the two stupid girls. We never say it's us until it's us. So that's what we did. The whole thing, because it wasn't like we were drinking hard liquor, it was beers. So we do remember falling and laughing, but we really didn't know we almost died until he came and was like, "Y'all see where y'all there?" And we went, "Look at us, lucky."
Laughing at the same time. Yeah, okay. That's what I figured. All right. At a sleepover, vomited in the trash, but flushed the toilet instead and went back to bed. Can we? That might be Kemi Rayana, I find.
I don't get drunk.
Okay.
We just
So
lied.
whose story is it?
Daimi.
That's another Giselle story.
Yeah, Daimi.
Yeah.
So what had happened was in Trinidad again, right? We had a little sleepover and thing. It was Christmas time. We were at our friend Katian's house. At the time, it was vodka and tequila was like big things for us. So we're like, we have vodka, we have tequila. We made tequila sunrises. We made, what's that thing with vodka and orange juice?
Hard alcohol.
Yeah.
Oh.
And we were having a good old time. We were talking to the neighbor and he was like, do y'all want to come over for a Christmas ham? And we were like, yeah. We did not go over. We did not. And we were having a good old time. But we were drinking too much. And we're at my friend's house, so it's her mother, her father, her sister, and everything. And we were drunk. My friend, I think, Nanika was drunk. Big up yourself, Nan. She was drunk.
Listen, Radio Man, Giselle.
You know,
Big up
everybody.
you know, I have to pick up everybody. You know, in any case. So we are. Yeah, we are drunk and everything, but you know, we in a house, so we good and stuff. And I'm lying down, and I feel like I need to throw up. Everybody else is sleeping, so I get up, and I swear to you, I went to the bathroom. I vomited into the toilet. I flushed the toilet. I washed my mouth, and I went back to sleep. Next morning, I wake up last, and Katian's sister is cussing and cleaning her bedroom floor, which is carpet right next to the trash, and she's cussing. She's and so I was like, what happened, guys? What's up? What's going on? Well, one of us threw up in the garbage bin by Denise and Ting Ting, and I was like, Nanika, is that you? You were drunk. And they were like, she was like, no, it wasn't me. I was saying, and I really did not remember because I did it in my sleep. I swear to you, I went to the bathroom and then I went like this. This feels a little. My mouth feels a little.
I cannot.
Feels a little vomity. I was like, guys, I think it was me, you know. And Denise was like, yes, it was you. I was watching you. And I was like, oh.
I can't.
But in my head, I was in. In my head, it was the toilet. I flushed the toilet. So you know, I flushed nothing, right? I flushed the toilet and I washed out my mouth. Yeah, you could judge me.
All right.
Judging.
Let me see what else we got in here.
You know, it's only Ayana stories.
Popping bottles of wine with the in-laws had me passed out. I don't be popping wines.
Who have in-laws here? That you?
But I don't be popping wines though. That's not me.
That was definitely me.
That's
That was definitely me. When I had it. This story. So what had happened was we were drinking several bottles of wine, which then finished. Whatever we were drinking, it was a big group. Whatever we were drinking was finished, and we decided we were gonna start drinking rum punch. Yeah.
Bad idea.
So we drank rum punch and oh god. We drank rum punch. We had maybe some cocktails. Anyway, I get home and for whatever reason I lay down in the foyer of the house. So in front the front door in that hallway space, and I pass out there. You know, the house where we're staying, the brother-in-law and the sister-in-law also staying there. So I don't know who saw me. I don't know what happened, but there I was passed out in the foyer. Boyfriend, so kind of him, changed my clothes, tucked me in, you know, big up me, big up him, you know, and that should be the end of the story. However, man's tell me the next day, and I feel when I submitted this story, I called him Luke, because look how he leave me now.
Oh, woo! Where's the umbrella?
Big up you, Lee.
Yes, big up you, Levi.
It says Levi. Next day, Levi was giving me the story how not only did he have to pick up Ayana from the floor, change her clothes, and put her in her bed, and I was already complaining because I was like, you know, you did all of that. You could have also wiped off my makeup. But when I got the rest of the story, I realized that I was one, asking for too much, and two, being ungrateful, because apparently in the middle of the night, my girl got up and announced to the room, stood on the bed and announced to the room that she needed to pee. Proceeded to the foot of the man's bed, squat down her good self, and peed all over that man's carpet. Levi had to grab a bunch of dirty clothes and push underneath me to catch all the pee. I was like, I don't know, all the rum punch, all the wine. It was pee. And then calmly walked to the bathroom, which was, it was a room that had its own bathroom, everything. Walks to the bathroom, wipes, throws the tissue in the bin, flush that toilet, and there you go. And goes back to bed, normal, fast asleep.
I think we opened up a little. And I think that was a good one to end this round on. So guys, great way to I think meet all of us, but I think we should all start getting into why behind the podcast of Straight No Chaser. Of course, there's gonna be a lot of funny moments coming to you, but I think we should start off talking about why, how did we start? I think we're hilarious, but let's see what the audience thinks too.
I'm not hilarious.
I think I'm personally funny as hell.
Yeah. Got into all the fun stuff of a great way to introduce us, but I think it's a great way to now start talking about how we decided to start with this podcast, why, what are the upcoming things our audience could expect, and so they can understand what they're going to be hearing and watching as our podcast
getting into
with us and getting into with us. But yeah, I'll start off. I think for us, at least for me, for the reason behind the podcast is one. We are hilarious. Us group, Rohan, Jizzy, Ayana, Kemi, Sabrina, and Amanda, who will be joining in our upcoming podcast as well. Big up Dr. Gordon and Sabrina doing the thing.
Smugsfit.
Big up yourself. Smugsfit, Dr. Amanda Gordon. But I think for us, we're hilarious. I think just in our own little bubble, but I think we're going to bring a lot of relatability to our audience, some really funny topics, some really serious topics. And just really a forum for people to be able to enjoy listening to people making a fool of themselves. I think we all love making fun of ourselves.
I personally hate to talk bad about man.
Oh, and that. There you go.
Holla.
There you go. And that said, would anybody like to add anything else before we keep going? Anyone?
Man is dog.
No, what you said made a lot of sense. It's a good way for us to show people that we are hilarious as a unit. Because we are funny, we have the best messages. We'll tell you all about the messages for sure. But we just talk, and we talk straight, hence the name Straight No Chaser. We don't really filter it too much. We don't have filters. Like that one is just jump out. I jump out myself all the time. That one. That one is jump out herself all the time. Rohan has come with the outer timeness. Kemi and B, they're not as bad. Amanda, not as bad. Well, Sabrina, she don't know how to have a filter. But she stealth with the outer timeness, right? B, on the other hand, is like, the mature one, but then she drinks Prosecco, and then all hell breaking loose, doggy.
Don't touch Prosecco,
baby.
Yeah, but we also have good conversation. Like, we speak about serious things, and we don't always agree, but, we find a space in which to discuss it properly. We're adults, we just, sometimes, most times, though, is man bashing, because Olia, big up Olia. Big up Olia.
Man to the side, big up Rasta man. Because it's really the Rasta man. But seriously.
Wow. Well, I engaged, so I don't have any man problem. We'll see. Big up Daryl.
We're also a girl gang, so you're right.
With a whole girl gang behind me, you know not to mess up.
I believe in Daryl, but he is a Wednesday.
Okay. If you know, you know, eh?
Cut it out.
Cut it out. All right.
Director said
All right. Well, we bring it back. So we said some of the things that we're going to be talking about. I would say like, do any of y'all want to talk about like some of the? We talked about us being funny. We talked about relatability, but anything that you think would be important for like our audiences to hear. I know we said we touch on some like serious topics.
Yeah.
You want to talk about like some of the segments that are going to be coming up actually too.
I think it's like basically just girl group conversation. You know, we're gonna be talking about sexual health, your mental health, just like an all-rounded female type of conversation that has like a perspective from different walks of life. And yeah, I think it's just gonna be a really great conversation every time we kind of get together. And we're gonna be talking about things that went on with us. We'll be talking about things that maybe our audience gets into as well. Like, I think we're just gonna have a really good time with this, you know?
I think with us too, like the drunk games that we brought was actually the introduction of our fishbowl, because we're not only going to be taking stories from our end, but at some point we'll be reaching out to all of you to ask some of your stories or some of the topics that you'll want to discuss or even have questions about, because we will have, as Rohan pointed out, different segments with some doctor advice from Amanda, and we all come from different types of professions, and I would say we are some boss ass bitches.
Yay!
I have to say, I'm gonna toot my own horn, our own horn, toot. But exactly. So it's creating a really good, safe, and funny space for all of us.
Definitely a safe
That's
space
true.
for
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah.
I think that's most important to like all of us. Yeah.
Should we start talking about like how we came together and then the stories and the fun
I'm
stuff
gonna name
that led to
myself.
that?
I'm gonna name my phone. For that.
We need to go into the archives.
We do need to go into the archives.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel like a couple of us have been speaking about doing a podcast for a while now. Like, I know we technically have since we met. Honestly, we were like, we call each other toxic twins. Sorry, but it is what it is. So one of the things that started off is that I have like no filter, but I have like absolutely no filter at all, 0.000 on Twitter. So I was running my mouth on Twitter, and one of them found it. And I always say, I'm like, if you're my friend, don't follow me on Twitter. I don't think you need that side of me all the time. But, do it. So one of them found what I said, and we end up just like chapterizing my entire dating life. Are we going to put screenshots?
I think we will. You will see some. For those of you watching this, we will put some screenshots of some of those stories.
There is a chapter called Keith Sweat Would Never.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, Chad. Which one was it? Big Bear in the Blue House.
There was Bear in the Big Blue House.
All right, I think
yeah.
I think that's good.
But what we did was based on all the experiences, because we talk about our lives, like whatever happened the Friday night, the Saturday night, whatever Jan's got herself into, Rohan got herself, I got myself into. We usually
Jan's
do.
getting
Like,
herself into
we get
something.
ourselves into things, especially on a Friday and a Saturday. You see, Lavo, we'll talk about it at a different time. Big up you.
Lavo's not a problem.
Anyway,
for me. I just go and meet my problems home.
Yeah, so that's how we started, and we were just chapterizing Rohan's life. Her experiences are top notch. If you're seeing like any of the screenshots on this episode, we'll even say if you ask us, just ask us, and so you would see exactly what is going on. But also, I think last year when we were going into quarantine, we started the group chat, and the name of the group chat was Quarant Drinkers. And that is where we kind of came together for the first time. Why is it called Quarant Drinkers?
It was the pandemic.
Because it was the
We
start.
started the group chat because we were having the Zoom calls.
Yeah, we were having the Zoom calls.
Was it the Zoom calls first or the?
No, it was the
Zoom
Zoom chat first.
She had messaged, she had messaged, she reached out, she was like, hey, I want to like do a group chat like with all of us. Like, I miss y'all, I haven't seen you.
Yeah, and then Kemi was still here at the time, but we couldn't like lime and stuff. So we made a group chat. Sabrina was still here at the time. Gordy was still here too. I think the only person that was not here was you.
B.
Yeah.
Me in third person, yes.
B, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
So we had this whole big group chat on WhatsApp, and then we did Zoom calls. And on Zoom calls, of course, my good friend here
Mind you,
used to fall asleep.
I will
this was my
always fall
first
asleep.
introduction to her.
That's true, yeah.
That was my first introduction to that. So the beauty of this is
We
like,
fell in love at first sleep.
yes, first sleep. The beauty of this, I think, was, you know, unfortunately, right, we were heavy in the middle of the pandemic, you know, still kind of recovering from the result, and still in it as well, unfortunately. But it was just, I think it was for me, I mean, personally for me, I was just like, I really miss everybody. I wasn't going anywhere. I was at home with mom and dad. I definitely was not going anywhere. Y'all were here in lockdown, full lockdown. And I still had the luxury of going out to my front yard without getting in trouble. And I think for me, it was just like, I needed my funny people, and I needed to figure out a way. I knew about Ayana, like, you know, just in between acquaintances.
Yeah.
And then, then we had our first Zoom. I think we started drinking, we started smoking, you know, and this one fell asleep.
I did. I fell
Some hookah.
If
But
it's
then-
one thing, your girl, I will sleep. It don't matter
I'm
where.
actually
It don't
jealous of
matter
that.
where. It don't matter who.
Yes.
It don't matter what. I will be in the fete. I will find a corner.
We have a picture of her sleeping
will
in an
sleep.
actual fete, actually. And I will
I
not
will
lie.
sleep.
I was so jealous of that. I was like, she could really fall asleep anywhere.
I will sleep and
That's
I
the
will come
best.
back in the fete.
Yeah.
But I will sleep.
She would say you had 10 minutes and really need.
Take a nappy nap.
Yeah.
And be right back.
Exciting.
But that's how we started. That's how we started. And because we're so funny, like it doesn't take anything for us to just get in the middle. It's organic.
We are also,
We are very shady.
we are.
I would say that about myself.
I'm not shady.
No. Okay, that's true.
I am not shady. I am honest.
Excuse?
I am not shady. I am honest.
That's what shady people are saying.
Okay.
No, I am not hiding my truth
I
under
will
a
say I'm
tree.
honest too.
I will say things based on what it is, and then sometimes it comes across as like rude or inappropriate, but it's the truth.
The truth.
Because Rastaman speaks from the heart.
I mean, I
Trigger,
get
trigger,
what she's
trigger,
saying.
trigger, trigger, trigger,
She's-
trigger, trigger.
Oh gosh, girls.
While we're here, don't forget to get your pap smear.
What? We reached. Yeah.
And in case you don't know for sure, PAPS is not short for pap smear. It's short for Papa you or Papa. Okay, just so you know, Papper. Yeah, no problem because.
I didn't know.
And here's where we say that we're talking about female health. You know, pap smears are important. But that's why we have Dr. Amanda Gordon, who is not with us today. Be in and out based on her work schedule to give us a little advice and talk about different things on women's health. We also have Sabrina, our brethren, who is part of Smugs
Our
Fit.
nutritionist
Yes,
and fitness
and
guru.
fitness guru. Big up you and big up Dr. Amanda all the way in the States. We wish you were here.
Your
And
whole self.
you could be here.
Let's cheers to that. I
Cheers.
think with that, guys, it's a good way to wrap it up and
Yep.
say straight no chaser.
What?